identifying ukuthi I'm here as an individual first, and then there's the partnership. What do you bring into the partnership, and how do you then execute what you're bringing into the partnership? Because if you're going to say, I need to be taken care of, he always needs to take me on dates and whatnot, but you as the woman as well have to come into that party and say,
and take
I'm
as
equally active in this relationship.
Let's talk science, but specifically today we're talking water purification, and I do hope you found that to be exceedingly helpful. And now we're moving on to #Beyond Science, and we want to find out who Thembi is. And I know she's just recently been married, but I also know that she's a mom. So I want to know, because people always talk about juggling a lot of things as women, and women must get, like, you know, the credibility, the cred, and all of their what do you call it, we must get celebrated as women because we do so many things in the house. And as a person who has a PhD, who is a new mom relatively with a toddler, and is a new wife, but also dabbling now into business, how is all of that coming together? In other words, are women really superheroes?
Yes. I'm not even going to hesitate, because really you find yourself within this turmoil and whirlwinds and all these things, and you're trying to balance now. With the kid, I did the PhD while I was pregnant, and obviously had the child. And it really took a village, as they say. It does take a village to raise a child, because there are days when you have to do experiments and you're coming home late, you know that life, and you still have to continue that, unfortunately. But here's a child who needs you 24/7, and you really, really, really need all their support you can get. And I think the reason why I'm still standing, is because of the sheer determination and understanding your role in each of these roles that I play.
Does it get tiring?
It gets tiring. I don't sleep.
Do you think people want to hear that women get tired of mothering and wifeying?
No, because they judge you, you know, and they're like, how could you say that? But to be honest, especially in light of all this mental health awareness and all these things, we really need to appreciate what women are doing. Number one, being a woman is tough, because you have to work extra hard to be in the same playing field with your male counterparts. Secondly, you now have to assume the role of a mother, or the role of a wife, or a girlfriend, or just a partner. And that on its own has its own demands. Obviously the perks are great, but you also have to give yourself, you know.
So what are the perks?
The perks, well, it's I guess the title of unconditional love. And
I love how you said that. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Because you get married and you're saying it's the title of unconditional love.
Yeah.
Is that the promise that marriage holds?
It's not necessarily a promise, but I guess something that you live by. You get to see it, because especially when you become a mom, things change. You change, your confidence changes in the first year or so, to say, oh, but look at me now, I'm no longer that hot Thembi that I used to be, or this didn't look good. Yes, you know, we have a lot of scars, you know, that come with childbirth, and even the attention sometimes shifts from daddy or hubby to the child, and sometimes you forget what you are in a relationship. And now you're busy with this new being.
Who must remind you that you're in a relationship? I mean, of course, I'm not married and I don't have a child. So I can ask these questions from I am probing for the future.
Yeah.
Whose responsibility is it, though, to relationship when I'm also mothering?
Should tell you to remember your place. But the actions of your partner.
Interesting how you said that. Remember your place.
Yes,
I like that. Okay.
yes. Your partner should sort of encourage you to remember that you are in the relationship through the actions, to say, for instance, I'll give you a small example. There was one day I was really out of it. I was exhausted. I was feeling like crap, and at the same time I sort of took out my frustrations on hubby, and then he just calmly said, "You're having a moment. Step out of it and take a deep breath. You're a good mother. You're doing well." You see, so those
How mature is
reaffirmations,
that?
they bring you back to say, "Oh, Konje, I'm still, in a relationship, and really I'm not, gonna be perfect, but the little bit that I'm doing is appreciated." And then you're like, "Oh, he appreciates my presence." And
Hubby should have been here, because I think that's very interesting, because he immediately identifies that the issue here is not with me. So I shouldn't retaliate in a manner that's going to fight Thembi. What do you think? What do you think that? How do you think he arrives at that? I know it's an unfair question to ask you.
Yeah.
But how does a person arrive at suspending, feeling like, hey, Thembi is attacking me right now?
Yeah.
I think you're having a moment.
I don't know. The things that guy does sometimes amaze me, because when you look at him, he doesn't appear as this empathetic person, or
no, he doesn't. Yeah,
he's very playful, and he goes on about his life. But there are moments, I guess, that trigger that thing. You would, oh, I'm a husband and I'm a father. I don't know how he gets to do
And
that.
you guys are like he's like your teammate, Back in the day when I was having my own struggles with relationships, trying to explain to a partner I once had what I mean by, "Ay man, but you are not there for me," you understand?
Yeah.
And then Michelle Obama said it, and said it so well, and she said, when you get into a marriage with someone, it's like they're your team member. If we're playing, I'm going to speak about netball because I'm a netball player. So in a netball game, if your defender isn't doing the things, you turn around and you say to them, "Maya, also shift down, or can you do this, or can you do this?" Because if our defense is leaking, then it means that as a team we're not going to win. But a lot of the time, when we tell partners or share with them how we think the defense is leaking, the team is suffering, then it's like they become defensive, and it's like, you're telling me what to do. And how do you guys manage that?
Hey, I'm gonna sound very naive and say it's by the grace.
If it's by the grace of God, it actually is by the grace of God.
I believe that's the thing, because we get each other. Yes, we do have arguments and disagreements, and sometimes we get to a point where you say, "Okay, we're gonna disagree to agree," and that's it, and it's okay. I think we need to be at that point where we really appreciate each other's roles, as I said, identifying, I'm here as an individual first, and then there's the partnership. What do you bring into the partnership? And how do you then execute what you're bringing into the partnership? Because if you're going to say, "I need to be taken care of, he always needs to take me on dates and whatnot," but you as the woman as well have to come into that party and say,
and take him out on a date.
I'm equally active in this relationship as him. Yes, I will call him and say, "What are you doing?" "Ish, I'm sure you're having a bad day. Let's just meet for a drink or two. Then you can go back to what you're doing." Because he works 12 hours a day, sometimes more. But you need to understand, Duguti, not only is he supposed to be the one who's emotionally available, but I am too.
Yeah. And you're also responsible of initiating as much as you expect that the next person should initiate as well.
And let's take it back to life. When they say, "Do unto others as you want them to do unto you," it applies everywhere, because we are both human before we are anything else.
Do you think we forget that in relationships, and we tend to overload expectations on the next person?
Hey, we do. Well, not everyone, but even with me, there are times when I feel like I'll make the argument about me and how things are not going well for me, but forgetting that we are both affected by whatever it is that's happening, whatever external thing that comes in, it will affect both of us. How you view it, or how you choose to sort of take it upon yourself, is another thing. But yeah, we need to remember
Maturity is important in marriage, yeah?
very important.
But what I'm getting here very clearly as well is that women, can you take your husbands out for drinks, please?
Yeah.
Because apparently
It doesn't hurt, eh?
it doesn't
Trust
hurt
me,
anyone.
the next time he'll come and try to top what you did. So basically, it's good for you too.
I like
It's
that.
really good for you too, and everyone then is happy. You
I
know?
like that.
And yeah,
And I understand he's in business.
yes,
What and I understand you're a part of the business.
I am now part of the business.
Is being a part of the business, was it organic? Was it something that you guys sat and thought about, or is it just that, hey, it's that we're a team, man, and you are lacking in this business function, and perhaps, how does that come about?
Initially, it was organic because I started having an interest as to how do you do things. I want to see your SARS, whatever, take certificate.
What is his business? Tell us what his business is.
So
they must use his services.
We are Daily Properties and Projects.
Sorry, when you say we, are you talking about we at CIPC where companies are registered, or it's an emotional we?
The business, that's us, Daily Properties and Projects, Pty Ltd. And basically the core business is electrical installations, wiring, anything electrical we can do. If you want to have your car coming out of the paving or underground, we set that up for you.
Ooh, hydraulics,
whatever.
Nice.
If you have pools and you want your pump to be installed, such things, air cons, whatever. And then we also do a bit of construction here and there, project management. We've done a few project management deals or jobs, if you can call it that, where we will do everything from A to Z. But yeah.
and what role do you play there?
Basically, I chose to be in the admin side of things because I feel like that's where my strength is. He's been doing everything on his own, and I thought, as the helper, now we're moving back to that biblical expectation of the wife or the assistant.
I need to be helped.
Yes.
With understanding that I would be seen as a helper. I still have issues with being seen as a helper. But I'll get there.
No, it's okay to feel that way. Because there are times we have different perceptions. Society perceives a helper as someone who'll do the laundry, who'll cook,
Who's submissive also.
who's submissive. And knowing me, I'm not, I guess I'm opinionated. I believe in facts. And as I said, as a helper, yes, I'll help, but I'll help where I am strong, with my strength, so that I can lift you, because you can't expect me to do the laundry and everything and all these other things. We help each other. He loves cooking.
But you have the advantage of also being very soft spoken, I imagine if you are upset, you still sound like this. You are just like, I'm actually really angry with you.
I do.
You understand? Like, I actually am really angry with you. So it's like it's very difficult to be Yabo Mina. I'm just like, yay.
But it comes with understanding.
Yeah.
Because even with him, he has a very strong tone. So sometimes when he speaks or reprimands, I'll feel like he's reprimanding me for days. But then I have to understand no. Okay, Thembi, this is how
different
he
people.
is. Yes. So you'll understand that tone. You get to understand
I
tone.
like that, because I think what a lot of people actually don't know is that, for example, because you're very soft spoken and I'm not. So when I'm getting very angry, I go to the extreme lower register, which is my natural.
Yeah.
So, and I will go into vernac. So then I sound like I'm really angry. But it's just because Zulu as a tonal language is deeper. So then I could say, yes, Lento is a young boy. It sounds more aggressive than, what you're doing upsets me. But it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I imagine like your tone, I must learn this tonality of yours.
This is how Tuli does things.
Yeah.
There's no one who's perfect, and you will never find that perfect fit who will be soft spoken all the time, I get crazy at times, especially with the kid, you know.
Don't believe you.
You shout and you know you do things
How
out
old
of
is your
character.
little one?
He's 3 years old. Just turned 3.
No, that's a man. 3.
He's a man. He's now a man, but a very
I'm gonna
hectic
make
man.
I'm gonna make a baby girl, and then we can just
Exactly.
finish this thing.
Let's finish it.
Yeah, because arranged marriages
Tina
maybe
will save up and give you what's due. And
what's due to me. Yeah, yeah. My daughter will be very
plus we
expensive.
share a day, so I guess
We do. We actually are born on the 6th of October.
So-
Like both of us are born on exactly the same day. So I will make a baby girl, and you guys will come through and do the lobola things in 35 years.
Yep.
And
Or even before.
we'll
See,
cement it.
You might need a lot of stuff. So I hear Uti Zulus, hectic. with
yeah,
their
no,
gifting.
our girls are very expensive. Listen, Thembi, I really have enjoyed this.
Likewise.
And I really am glad you could come out all the way from Pretoria to my
I'm
home.
honored to be in your home.
And I really have enjoyed it. And I've learned a lot, and I hope everybody else learns a lot as well.
I hope so.
Today, on camera, we've got Neo and Neo. And every time I look to their side, they're nodding, they're smiling, and I'm getting that they too are learning a lot from you.
Yeah.
And I hope that all of you at home learn a lot from this episode of Let's Talk Science as well. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and do share and comment and let us know what else you'd like to hear about. If it's not Let's Talk Water Purification, let us know. Maybe you want to talk breast cancer. Maybe you want to talk, I don't know, diabetes. Let us know what you want to talk about, and we'll try and find a scientist, an engineer who can try and explain the science behind whatever it is you're thinking about at home. And with that, thank you so much for tuning in again. My name is still Tulile Kanyile, and it was nice to have you today in our installment of Hashtag Let's Talk Science. Bye-bye.